reminder of the run of show, if everyone could please put their phones on vibrate. We're going to bring the group up. We will start the press conference. We will do a statement from Dan Beckerman, some remarks from Chris Klein. He will introduce the new LA Galaxy head coach and our new GM, Peter Vagenas. And then we'll go from there. Following, if anyone needs a one-on-one, we'll arrange over here. But yeah, we will get started shortly. Thank you. Good afternoon. Welcome everyone to the Stadium Club here at StubHub Center. It is my pleasure to introduce Dan Beckerman, Chris Klein, Peter Vagenas, and Curt Onalfo. As a reminder, we'll start things off with a few remarks from AG CEO and President Dan Beckerman. We will then jump to LA Galaxy President Chris Klein, and we will go from there. Following, we will have questions in English and Spanish for both Curt and Pete. Without further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce Mr. Dan Beckerman.
Thanks, Brendan, and thanks to everyone for being here today. This is a very exciting day for us as we look to the future of the LA Galaxy. It's the worst-kept secret. As you look at the video board behind you, you can see who the new LA Galaxy head coach is going to be. But I just want to take a moment and welcome everybody and say from Mr. Anschutz to me and everyone at AEG that the LA Galaxy is one of our highest priorities. We've been here since day one. We developed this stadium. MLS is extremely important to all of us, and this is a very important decision that was made that we're announcing today. So when this came up, we went to Pete and to Chris when Bruce went to the national team, and obviously we are very indebted to everything that Bruce has done for us over the years, a tremendous head coach and a fixture in U.S. soccer, and I know he's going to be successful with the U.S. national team. So I want to just mention how grateful we are to him that everything he's done for the club. And in continuing that tradition to continue to make the Galaxy the premier franchise in MLS, the direction to Pete and to Chris was to go and find the best head coach in the country. And that was the charge that they were given. And an exhaustive search was done that you'll hear about. And we couldn't be more pleased with the decision of having Curt take over as the head coach of the LA Galaxy as we enter the next chapter in the proud tradition that we have here with the Galaxy. So I'll hand it over to Chris Klein for his remarks.
Thanks, Dan. Also, thank you for everyone for coming today. We're very excited about this. We're excited for what's next for the LA Galaxy. I want to thank Mr. Anschutz and Dan, as he said, for their unwavering support for everything that we do. It seems if you look back over our history, we've done some things that people have questioned and some things that people have celebrated. But throughout all of it, the answer from Phil and Dan is yes and support. So when we knew we needed to replace our head coach and general manager, as Dan said, the only direction that they gave us was to continue in our proud tradition. and to go find the best people and the best staff that we could do. Dating back to the beginning of our league, the LA Galaxy has always challenged what's next. We've done this well with players like Kobe Jones and Mauricio Cienfuegos. We've done this well with players like David Beckham and Landon Donovan and Robbie Keane and Omar Gonzalez and Giovanni Dos Santos. We've done this well with coaches like Ziggy Schmid and Steve Sampson and Bruce Arena, and we've done this well with GMs like Doug Hamilton. We are now challenging what's next. We are a different club than we were back in 1996. We're a different club when we moved into this beautiful stadium. We are now a full club. We have an academy that we believe in. We have a reserve team that we believe in. And the highest priority, and we know this, being in this city and being who we are, the expectation is for the LA Galaxy first team to be good and to win. So when we went throughout this process, starting with our general manager, we knew we had someone here that had a belief and a love for this club that started back when he was young. And we knew we had one of the brightest soccer minds in our country that was right here before us. What he's done with our academy and what he's continued to do throughout the entire soccer operations of our club, for me, put him at the top of the list. So it made, and I know we've announced this, but it made hiring Pete as our general manager a very easy decision. When we started the coach search in looking for Kurt, again, he was someone that was right under our nose. But when we made the decision to do this and to have a search and not just hire our reserve team coach, we wanted to exhaust all of our options, and we did that. And Pete and I, and through speaking with Dan and with Phil, we kept coming back to Kurt. And he was the obvious and the best choice, and I couldn't be more excited to introduce Peter Vagenas as our general manager and Kurt Analfo as our new head coach. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Go ahead. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Dan. Just for me, it's obviously an incredible honor. I've had the privilege to serve this club for the entirety of my professional career in different capacities. My driving force has always been the integrity of this place, and it extends beyond me and the individuals up here. We are a fully built-out club. I've accept this with humility. When we started the process with Chris to find our new head coach, it's a very humbling experience, the amount of interest that we garnered. With that, we went through a process that was exhaustive, tiring, as we sought out to find the right individual to lead our team into this next chapter. And in the end, for me, it was about identifying a man of integrity first and foremost. And we found that in Kurt. I would say the defining quality for me is his ability to lead and his ability to also command a room and command presence. The type of players that we will continue to attract to this club are some of the biggest personalities in the world, and Kurt's displayed an ability not to only capture their attention, but he's also displayed an ability to bring along our younger players, which is a growing part of our club. I couldn't be more thrilled. We identified Kurt early on. He was the man that we wanted, and he's the man that we got. And I couldn't be more proud and more excited about the work that he's about to embark with our team.
Thank you very much for everybody being here, and it's a great honor for me to be the head coach of the LA Galaxy, and I say that with a big smile. First and foremost, I want to thank Phil Anschutz, who has done so much for soccer in this country. It's amazing. I remember back to the days when he was pretty much carrying the majority of the teams in our league. I want to thank Dan Beckerman, Pete Vagenas, and Chris Klein for the opportunity, but most importantly for having the trust in me to lead the field to lead this team on the field. It's something that I don't take lightly, and something that I'm really excited about. I also want to take a moment to thank Bruce Arena. He brought me here in 2011. as an assistant coach. He is obviously an iconic coach. He's a great man and somebody I respect very much, and somebody that's been a long-term mentor of mine. So I wanted to thank Bruce and make an example, obviously, of him. I also want to, anytime you achieve something significant, it's because you don't do it by yourself. You have people behind you that support you that never get noticed. So with that being said, I want to thank all my loved ones that have been, their support for me has been unparalleled. And they've helped me to achieve what I believe is my dream job, to coach the LA Galaxy. So you know who you are. Thank you very much, and I love you very much for that part. I have a strong desire. I have motivation that's very, very strong. I wanted to be in a position like this for a very, very long time. And nothing comes easy in life. And for me, now it's not about talking about what we're going to do. It's about getting down to work and doing it. And I just want the LA Galaxy organization to know, our fans to know, everybody that's in our front office, that I'm going to give everything I possibly have. And we're going to build something that this community is very, very excited about. We're going to continue with our winning tradition. We're going to do it with style. We're going to continue to bring along our assets, which are our young players throughout our club. Some of them are here today. I represent you guys. I mean, I'm somebody that's come from within the system. And we're going to continue to attract world-class stars, the best possible talent we can. We're going to build a team that we're really excited about. And I'm so much looking forward to the challenge. You'll get to know me along the way. A lot of these pictures up here, I always look angry, but I'm not an angry guy. I'm actually very much an optimist, and I'm very, very optimistic about the things that we're going to achieve all together. So from the bottom of my heart, I'm going to enjoy today, and I want to thank you.
We'll now open up the floor for questions. For media, we'll do English first, Spanish to follow. Adam?
Kurt, first off, congratulations.
Thank you.
What does this opportunity mean to you? You called it, your dream job. You didn't have the best luck with DC, with Kansas City, and you've kind of come here and kind of maybe reinvented yourself in a way. What does this mean to you, and what do you, take from those experiences as you go forward with the Galaxy?
Anytime you're in any sort of situation, and I would look at it a little bit differently than you just portrayed it. I look at those prior experiences as platforms for me to get better. But I'm a self-reflective guy. I'm always trying to get better, and I'm always trying to evolve. So I'm here for a reason. And I'm not a person that looks back a lot. I'm always in the now and looking forward. So I'm just going to take this opportunity. We're going to have a collaborative process. Used to be the GM and head coach. I'm the head coach. We have a GM and Pete, and we're going to collaboratively roll up our sleeves and fight to make sure that every time we step on the field, we have a chance to win games.
Scott?
Kurt, how are you a different coach? How are you a better coach than you were when you came here in 2011? In what ways did working under Bruce advance your coaching abilities? And what is it like coming after a legend?
I feel like I've improved in every aspect as a coach since I came back to the Galaxy in 2011. I had a conversation with Bruce prior to coming here, and I wanted to get into a situation where I could just get better at my trade, become better tactically, understand every aspect of the game better. I've learned a lot from Bruce, but I have my own way, and that's okay. I think if you were to talk to Bruce, he'd probably say that he thinks I'm the guy to take over after him. I'm not going to spend a lot of time worrying about that. I know I'm going to hear it all the time. You're trying to fill Bruce Arena's footsteps, and I actually feel privileged to do that. We're gonna continue with the excellence that the Galaxy has always had, and what Bruce has brought, and we're going to do it, but it's going to have a little bit of a different way. Why? Because I'm the head coach, and every head coach does things a little bit differently. We have a different GM. So I think it's just going to be an exciting time, and I look forward to the challenges ahead.
We'll go to Josie.
Okay, first for Chris and then Kurt. Chris, what does Kurt bring that aligns with your vision for the club moving forward? And for Kurt, what do you consider your coaching philosophy to be?
I think the first thing that Kurt brings is a belief in what we're doing, a belief in how we're building through the core of our development system, and then adding into that the backing that we have to be able to go out and to sign big players. So he has a belief in what we're doing. He also has the knowledge. I mean, Kurt's been here. He's worked with myself. He's worked with Pete. He's worked with our academy group. He's worked with, obviously, with Galaxy 2 and with the first team. So he has a belief in the knowledge that's consistent with our vision. And that's ultimately what set him apart from the other people that we talked to.
My philosophy is I want to do everything possible to try to win games for this organization. We want to do it in a manner that's aggressive. I have an aggressive personality. We don't want to be on our back heel. We want to be a team that's hard to play against, a team that's looking to attack, a team that's looking to score goals, but ultimately a team that kind of represents this diverse, great community. And we have a strong foundation to build on, and we have to add some pieces. We know that. My philosophy, I'm an optimist. I'm somebody that always sees the glass half full. I look at a player and I don't see the weaknesses within that player. I actually look at the strengths. So that's how I lead. I like to empower people. I like to empower my players. So, and just try to mold a unit to be successful, but allowing them to express themselves and to entertain our fans by being successful, but also by scoring goals and being exciting to watch.
Kurt, you kind of mentioned, that you have your own way. How do you think you will be different from Bruce?
I mean, first of all, I look different. I mean, Bruce knew how to get the most out of teams and to instill a championship mentality. I've learned that from him. You guys have to buy tickets and come out and watch. That's probably the best way to explain it. It's hard to talk about, it's a game where you're expressing yourselves and there's an artistic mode to it. There's times where you have to just roll up your sleeves and fight and get through a game because you're playing on turf and it's wet out. There's so many different aspects. It's so difficult sometimes to kind of articulate your style and what it's going to look like. But the teams that I've coached in the past have a certain way of doing things, and that's going to continue. Our club has a style, has a way of doing things, and we're going to continue with all that.
Adam?
How does working with Galaxy 2 and maybe younger players and trying to instill these values help you come up with maybe a cohesive style?
It was huge. I mean, coaching the LA Galaxy 2 was the best thing I ever did because I took a risk. I basically went from being an assistant coach of the first team and took a lateral move, maybe a step backwards type move, so that I could distinguish myself, but I could do something that would improve me. And when you coach the Galaxy too, your team is constantly changing. I could be working on something all week, on how I want to play, this person doing this, and all of a sudden, there's 2 injuries to the first team and my team changes. So what do? Throw your hands in the air and make an excuse, or you find a solution? So my attitude was I was going to find ways to succeed. So that means the tactics that you employ, they have to be concise and they have to be such that your players understand them, because it's easier to confuse players than it is to make them understand. So in the process, you know, we had clear ways of how we were playing offensively and clear ways of how we were defending, and I had to instill those messages into the players it was always changing. So it was an enormous challenge, and it was so difficult to win games, and it's difficult to win games at any level. So we wanted to develop players, but we also wanted to have success and instill those championship values within our players. So that helped us. And that helped shape who I am as a coach. But I'm continually evolving. I don't have it all figured out, and I never will. But I will. I do have enormous experience now. I've been coaching professionally since 2000, and I've seen a lot of different scenarios. And I've dealt with adversity. So, you know, whatever gets thrown in front of us, whatever we have to deal with, bring it on, as far as I'm concerned.
We'll take 2 more questions in English, and then we'll jump to Spanish. We'll go Scott and Josie. Can you wait for the mic?
For Chris and or Pete, what kind of advice did Bruce give you heading into this search, and how much did his support for Kurt mean?
I mean, Bruce is never shy about sharing his opinion, and he was very clear from the moment he accepted the U.S. Soccer job that he felt like Kurt was the guy. He didn't say that because it was an easy decision. He really felt strongly, knowing him for so long, that he would be the right next guy to take over as head coach of our club. So that was not the only thing that factored into our decision, but certainly it says a lot about Kurt and the time that they've spent together.
Go ahead, Josie.
For Kurt, the first announced signing for next year is someone who spent some time in USL. How important is it to you to find some of those maybe overlooked players, or is there still a real DP focus at the club?
We're always gonna continue to sign the world-class talent. That's what the Galaxy's all about. And then we're tasked, Pete and I are tasked to build the best possible roster we can. So we're gonna look under every rock there is. But we're also looking within our club and continuing to develop. You know, we have a great structure. We have an amazing academy. We have awesome players that are in Southern California. They're part of our academy. My son, Christian, graduated high school from the LA Galaxy High School. First class to ever do that. And then we have a Galaxy 2 program that Chris had the vision to start, tasked me to basically create it with Jovan Karofsky. And so we have this great system in place. So we're gonna look under rocks and try to find the best possible players. We're gonna attract world-class stars like we always have. It's LA. I mean, there's not a better place to be. But we're also gonna build from within. So that blend is our job to cultivate it and make sure that it works, and we create a successful team, and hopefully we're able to do it for a long time to come.
Thank you. We'll do a couple questions in Spanish, then we'll do a group photo, and then we'll do one-on-ones. We'll start with a few questions in Spanish here.
Buenas tardes, Kurt.
Hola.
Hoy creo que es un día muy especial y vemos que va a continuar el trabajo que venía haciendo Bruce Arena. Hay 2 exjugadores que los vi jugar, Pierre Ballenas y Chris Klein, que marcaron época, y creo que tú no eres nada nuevo en la MLS porque ya dirigiste a Kansas City de 2007 a 2009, luego dirigiste también al DC United, formaste parte del cuerpo técnico de Bruce Arena y creo que eres hombre de la casa. Pero ¿qué veremos en el Galaxy para el siguiente año? ¿Veremos la mano de Bruce Arena o veremos la mano de Curt Onalfo? Y si le darás ya oportunidades a los jóvenes con los cuales has venido trabajando en el Galaxy 2. Bienvenido.
Muchas gracias. Y lo siento si mi español no es perfecto. Realmente yo estoy muy excitado para esta oportunidad. Y yo voy a hacer mi modo. Yo tengo mi modo de entrenar, yo tengo mi modo de atacar, de defender. Y quiero con Pete hacer un equipo donde hay oportunidad para los jóvenes, donde hay, igual como yo tenía la oportunidad de crecer y llegar a esta posición. Entonces, no estoy diciendo que todos tienen que estar titulares, pero tiene que haber oportunidad. Este es bueno para los jugadores que son más grandes de edad y tienen más talento, porque cuando uno se ve un joven que tiene talento, es algo muy especial que uno siente por dentro. Va a haber estas oportunidades y yo siento que este es el mejor modo de tener éxito, para que un equipo tenga vida y hacer las cosas con mucho estilo.
Here you go.
Kurt, ¿cómo está? Buenas tardes.
Hola, buenas
Su
tardes.
español es muy bueno y
Gracias.
nosotros nos vamos a encargar de que sea mejor todavía porque lo vamos a atacar mucho.
Me imagino muchas preguntas.
Muchas
van a
preguntas
empezar.
todos los días.
Gracias.
Mi pregunta tiene que ver, un equipo que ha ganado todo como el Galaxy, que todos lo sabemos, y no tiene que hacer enumerar los títulos ni nada de eso. A mí me preocupa o me ocupa ver el estilo. ¿Qué estilo vamos a ver? La MLS se distingue mucho por el 4-4-2, casi todos los equipos juegan 4-4-2. ¿Qué veremos? Porque yo siento que muchas veces el aficionado, a veces la prensa también, queremos ver otro tipo de fútbol, algunas variantes que le den más sabor al fútbol.
Sí, es muy buena pregunta. Yo siento que tengo mucha capacidad tácticamente en los dos lados de la pelota. Yo no soy tanto preocupado de formaciones. Es 11 jugadores contra 11. Pero en un equipo ideal vamos a tener jugadores creativos, jugadores que están en los lados, que son rápidos, que tienen la capacidad de ganar uno contra uno y poner pelotas a nuestros delanteros que son veloces y tienen la capacidad de meter goles y son precisos en esto. También jugadores de la defensa que saben de jugar, que en cualquier momento podemos jugar fuera de una situación en lugar de hacer pelotazos. Pero hay un balance de este. En MLS es una liga de mucho atleticismo y muy duro. Y a veces cuando uno trata de siempre jugar en este modo, puede tener problemas. Entonces es un balance de jugar así y luego a veces de tratar de cambiar un poco de tu táctica. Pero yo voy a con Pete tratar de poner el equipo más excitado que podemos, un equipo que esta ciudad puede tener orgullo, un equipo que uno quiere comprar boletos de mirar. Y yo tengo mi modo de entrenar, yo hago con estilo. Entonces yo siento que lo mismo va a pasar con este equipo.
Thank you, Kurt. We'll now get a quick group photo, and then we'll accomplish some one-on-ones. So if you guys can please stand, we'll move some of these mics out of the way, and we'll get a group photo. Thank you to everyone for attending.